Ted Bundy was a notorious serial killer. Most of his victims were college girls. Most of his motives came from the pornos that he watched, hardcore pornos that he found very addictive. He would get a new female every month, and he would make a porno with them. They would only think they were coming for sex, but really his intentions were killing them. He brutally murdered every female he had sex with. After killing them, he dressed them up as a character out of his comic books that he would watch. Out of the porno comic books and pornos he found addictive. Those were his ways of setting him up. And he claims that after he had sex with them and he killed them, after killing them, he would get a sense of relaxation as if he had sex and had reached his climax. Ted Bundy got most of his ideas from the books that he turned into a reality. Like, he turned his fantasy into reality, and it just got dangerous. He blames porn for the things he's done. He's even stated that I lived in prison for a long time now, and that he had met a lot of men who had the same motive to commit violence just like he did, and without a doubt, without a exception, that porno was to blame for it.
Theodore Bundy has been known as the most cold-hearted bitch ever meet. In 1975, Bundy was jailed for the first time in Utah for aggravated kidnapping and attempted criminal assault. He then became a suspect in a progressively longer list of homicides in several states. But the real question is, would he have even gotten away with his last crime if he wouldn't have bit the girl's butt? In my opinion, I think that he could have gotten away with it because in all of his other crimes, there was no actual evidence proving that he did it, even though he had a sketch out of him saying that it was him. But what really happened was that his so-called wife or girlfriend, whatever you want to call it, gave him away to the police to let them know that, oh, my husband resembles this man that everybody pictures as a murderer. And she didn't want to believe it, but it turns out that he was really cold-hearted and crazy in the head.
They say Ted Bundy would have never gotten caught if he didn't bite that girl's butt. It was strange though, because normally he was so precise in his killing, raping, and murdering from 1974 to 1978 that he never left any evidence. He didn't leave any until one day he messed up with two girls. He brutally beat them to death, and then he bit one of the girls on the butt. And so they didn't have any evidence or anything. But then two women saw him leaving the scene after the two girls that he killed were found dead. So they went and got him, and then they pulled the bite mark. They found the bite mark finally. They pulled the dental records from Ted Bundy, and they matched perfectly with the bite on the butt.
Okay, so this is the Ted Bundy case, and telling how he was the first one to be televised in the Supreme Court room. He was being charged with the two murders of the co-eds at Florida State University and suspected of the other 36 murders of other women in 4 different states. In the courthouse in Miami, the broadcast of the trial was about to begin. And there were 3 major network, like TV networks, and 22 television stations. And there were like arguments saying that like it might be bad, like it might mess with things in the, like during the trial, that it should not be made public. Ted Bundy didn't think that it should be made public, in which it is a good thing that it should be public, because people in the community should know about the man that is suspected of doing stuff with females, like raping females and then killing them afterwards. That like they should be aware of what is happening in the community, because there's a lot of crazy things that is going on or was going on around that time period, to where women should really watch their surroundings and think about all the stuff that is around them. And with this particular trial, Ted Bundy was making like a mockery of the cameras in the courtroom. He would smile at the cameras, trying to get everybody that was watching to think that he was innocent. Like he's like so handsome. Like all the females didn't even know. Like the people that were in the courtroom just watching were like females, like a lot of females. They didn't even know why they were there. They just thought he was like handsome. Just because he's so cute that he could not have committed these murders or did this to any women, like, it's just not right. So in the courtroom, Ted Bundy would sit there and just look at the camera smiling, trying to make everybody think that he was just innocent when he wasn't. And he didn't think that they should be in the courtroom. And he made like this big argument. And he just took the courtroom as a joke, which if anybody was on trial for murder, you would be trying to get yourself out of the situation, not making a mockery of the courtroom, saying that, oh, you guys are going to get me for this one. Like he has been getting away with it. Like, he was getting away with it for 4 years, like raping women, faking injuries so where women can help him, and he would rape them and kill them, which no woman or anybody deserves to be killed for. I mean, they're innocent women that this stuff is happening to, just because they have a kind heart to help a man that looks like he's struggling, but he's just faking just to get their attention. And he got their attention. And it's sad to say that 36 plus women have died to this man just doing stuff. But for this case, he was the first one to be televised in the Supreme Court room. And it all just leads to the question, like, if he never bit the girl's butt or whatever, would he have even got, like,